Okay, so I'm going to start doing a series here on newspaper reports, like all of the legit newspaper reports after the June 24th sighting of 1947, June 24th. The pilot Kenneth Arnold, or Ken Arnold, he reported seeing, his famous report. I'm going to do um, it's kind of like the UFO craze of 1947, and there were like 2.5 weeks of it, and of some crazy a crazy uptick of newspaper reporting of UFO sightings, and I thought that I would go over them and learn, all I can about what was going on at the time. So it says here on June 24th, 1947, a pilot named Kenneth Arnold reports seeing 9 aerial objects from his plane, and the term flying saucer enters history. 17 days later, an official press release announces that the intelligence office of the 509th Bomb Group of the 8th Air Force, Roswell Army Airfield, was fortunate enough to gain possession of a disc, and a legend is born. This is the story of those amazing 2.5 weeks when it all began, exclusively as told through the daily newspaper reports of the time. So, um, yeah, this is um, what happened in the newspapers after Kenneth Arnold's sighting and after the whole Roswell thing happened. So we'll start with the first newspaper here from July 7th, 1947. This is the Marysville Evening Tribune in Ohio, Marysville, Ohio. And it says saucers arouse nationwide interest. Flying discs are reported by hundreds. One group says 8 discs as big as 5-room houses landed on a mountain. Reports of flying discs came today from across the nation, from the West Coast to New England, and a noted British scientist advanced the theory that the mysterious saucers might be scientifically created artificial satellites like little moons. Oh. Reputable scientists offered serious studies of what the disks might be, as scores more of observers in almost every single state in the Union reported seeing the flying objects. For the first time, 2 persons, one in Spokane, Washington, and another in Tempe, Arizona, reported seeing the discs land. Neither, however, saw them after they landed. Professor A. M. Lowe, distinguished British scientist, said even before the war, German, American, and British scientists were working on artificial satellites, miniature planets which would serve many purposes. He said this research might easily result in the appearance of phenomena like flying saucers. He said he believed, however, rocket experiments is the most logical explanation. Let's see here. Oregon National Guard planes were on alert, ready to chase and photograph any of the mysterious flying intruders that come within their range. While attention of the curious and the apprehensive turned to the mountain wilds of northern Idaho. There, according to 9 people, a bevy of 8 shining flying saucers swooped onto a mountainside west of St. Mary's, Idaho. St. Mary's or St. Mary's at twilight last Thursday. So this is one of the earliest reports here of the 1947, UFO craze here, where people mass sight. This was a mass sighting. Um, and they saw multiple flying saucers swooping onto a mountainside in Idaho. Um, so, and over Idaho is where the Flight 105 sighting took place in 1947. There, according to 9 people, yeah, we already read that part. The delayed report came from Spokane, Washington housewife Mrs. Walter Johnson. She told the newsman they came out of the south, traveling northward at extreme speed. They faltered and fluttered to the ground among the trees along the St. Joe River. What the heck? They faltered and fluttered to the ground. There was no noise, and the trees seemed to be undisturbed after they disappeared into them. They were as big as a 5-room house. Mrs. Johnson said that the point where the weird objects vanished was several miles away from the party that saw them, and night prevented a search of the rugged country. She said that she and a group of other people planned to try to find the landing site tomorrow. Officers at the Spokane Army Air Base said that they were studying the report, but did not indicate that they would send planes to scan the area. Oh. So they didn't go to see? Brief landing of a single flying saucer in Tempe, Arizona was reported by Francis Howell. He said a circular object about 2 feet in diameter floated to Earth near his home yesterday afternoon. Two feet in diameter. That's just small. Howell said it went out of sight behind a clump of trees, and when he, his wife, and several neighbors approached, the object rose again at a sharp angle and moved westward. He described it as being flat and thin, apparently made of aluminum, and transparent? Okay. Numerous people also reported seeing from one to 7 discs at various points in the San Francisco Bay Area yesterday. Their descriptions of the discs varied widely, from 6 inches in diameter to the size of an automobile. 6 inches? That's really small. The flying saucers were reported sighted June 24th in southwestern Washington. Right. That's the famous Kenneth Arnold sighting. Although the Pacific coast, and particularly the Pacific Northwest, continues to be the center of reports on their activity, observers have claimed to have sighted them as far east as Augusta. What is ME? What states that? Augusta. Is that Maine? ME. What is ME? Let's see here. Is that Maine? Let's see. Yes, Maine. Okay. Just making sure. Well, that's pretty far from the West Coast. That's all the way to the East Coast. Highest authorities in the field of atomic research, including David Lilienthal, chairman of the Atomic Energy Commission, and atomic expert Dr. Harold Urey, denied that the disks have any connection with the atomic experiments, if they exist. Okay. The disclaimer was echoed by an official of the big atomic plant in southeastern Washington. He said that so far as we know, they have no connection with our work here. Okay. The War and Navy departments shrugged their collective shoulders, while an Army Air Force information officer, Captain Tom Brown, said, "This is definitely not an Air Force's experiment. We absolutely do not know what these flying discs are. In fact, we wish we did, but we're just as mystified as everyone else." Now, anybody listening, do you think they're telling the truth? Do you think they're lying? I don't know. Scientists at the University of California revealed that the big lenses at the Mount Hamilton Observatory and other Pacific Coast observatories have been trying unsuccessfully to find some of the disks. Professor C.D. Shane, director of the Lick Observatory on Mount Hamilton, was among the skeptics. He pointed out that no scientific observers have been among the people reporting the disks. Well, that don't mean nothing. However, many of those reporting the disks have been airline pilots and Army and Navy Air Force veterans. See? They're just as important. The only direct evidence is a picture taken by a Seattle Coast Guardsman. It shows a circle of light against a dark sky. Oh, I don't know if I've seen that one yet. We'll have to look that picture up if it's not on here. Yeah. Um. Hmm. Um. Yeah, I need to look that up for sure. Um. And then some theories here. A meteorologist was thinking that they might be circular clouds lighted by natural but rare phenomena. On the more sensational side, where theories, let's see. He said there's a theory by Professor Utterbach, a physics professor, I guess. He said he had no explanation for the discs, but said, "I'd like to add the suggestion, though, that they might have come from foreign vessels near shore. Let's see, a sample polling of citizens on San Francisco streets showed that two theories were holding the lead among the uninformed. That something on Mars, this is funny, something on Mars is trying to send a message to Earth. And that's the first theory. And the second theory is those wartime Japanese paper balloons are still coming over after wandering about the Pacific since VJ Day. Well, we know that that's funny that that's one of the prevailing theories. But so that'll be part one of this. So yeah, this is what we're doing here. The newspaper reports that detailed all of these flying saucer sightings after after it's all started with Kenneth Arnold's sighting on June 24th of 1947. So, well, I hope you find the video interesting and look forward to the other parts. And I have a lot more videos about, like, I have a bunch of Kenneth Arnold videos on here about his sighting and other related sightings already on here from 1947. I have the Rhodes sighting from Phoenix, Arizona, the Flight 105 sighting, and a bunch of Kenneth Arnold videos on here. And we're going to be doing more. We're going to be concentrating on 1947 here for a while. So should be interesting. I'm reading these for the first time while doing these videos. So hope you find the video interesting and hopefully enjoyable as well. And as always, leave your thoughts and comments below. Any thoughts and comments that you have on anything relevant to the video here. And I'll be back with more UFO content soon.